that was the Netherton Tunnel. Well, howdy do. Well, we're doing something different today, as our trip to the Peak District was cut short by the boys because they couldn't hack the pressure. But anyway, we're back and we're going on another adventure today, and we're off to somewhere where is one of my favourite places, is Milton Keynes, and we're going for a 2-day cycling trip there. So one thing I'm going to need for that is my bike. So I've got an electric bike here, and I've got one of these tow bar mounted bike racks here. They are quite sturdy. I mean, there's no movement in that whatsoever. The tow bar would literally have to break off the van, really. So these are the things that I've done with it. I mean, it's quite secure on there. It's held on by these rubber things here. Yeah, got to make sure they're nice and tight. There shouldn't be much resistance in it. Then I've taped up the brakes, so what that means is the wheels don't move in transit. They're not moving around like mad. Same on the back wheel. I've done the same. I've taped it up, and then as the extra precaution, there's a strap there as well, which holds it on there in case it comes off. For security, I've got a chain that's running through the tow bar, and that runs through the frame of the bike, so if somebody wants to nick it, obviously they're going to have a bit of a job because it's stuck there. And actually, just making sure the tow bar doesn't come loose, we've got a padlock there as well, which holds the clamp together. So that's what we've got. Van is ready and packed and replenished. We just put the fridge over onto gas. New sheet, we're ready to rock and roll, and more importantly, the Milton Keynes guidebook. What's going to be different about this trip is we're actually staying on a campsite, Gulliver's. So 2 nights, it's cost me about just over £70, and that is including electric. And this is the safest place to kind of park your van with your bike as well. So that's where we'll be heading down to. So if you're bearing in mind, if you are going to a campsite, the hookup leads are essential bits of kit they are. So we're just going to make sure we have them. I've got 2 because last time it was too short. Anyway, let's get down to Milton Keynes. Well, according to Google Maps, it's 1 hour 54 minutes and 99 miles. There you go. So that should be anyway, I do know the way there, so I don't really need to use the sat nav. So let's get down to Milton Keynes. Typical M6 traffic now down the motorway. Always going to get a little bit sticky here. This is probably one of the worst traffic jams in the Midlands, isn't it? Well, I've arrived at Gulliver's now, and this is the campsite. I'll show you a little bit more about it in a bit, but you can see for yourself. We've got some good ample pitches here. Look, you can see they're quite wide. I think last time I was parked over there on the skew before. I remember the nightmare that the wire didn't reach, but hopefully there ain't going to be no problems like that today, because the point is just there, so that's all right, isn't it? But it's actually nice, isn't it? It does feel very spacious, and I suppose that's the main thing, isn't it? You know, when you're coming out onto a site, you want to feel like you've got a bit of space to muck around, and this one's got plenty of space. Anyway, I'm going to get myself sorted now. Got to do the business. So first thing I've got to do is get the electricity sorted out from that point. So I've got the same one on this one here. There, plug that into there. Job's a good one. So no gas for the fridge tonight. So let's get that bit sorted. Well, that was interesting. Went to turn on all the lights, and there was nothing. dead as a dodo, and I was a bit stumped by that, so I called my old mate Paul up, and we give me some advice, and it was a snapped earth actually had done that. A rogue earth had literally took out all of the electrics. Anyway, all sorted now, that's the main thing. Welcome to Milton Keynes, and I am at Gulliver's caravan park, camping in caravan park, which is next to Gulliver's Kingdom. And why I've chosen here is because it's a really good location for me to cycle Milton Keynes. So what we're going to do first is our first location we're going to visit is Caldecotte Lake, which is in the south part of Milton Keynes. So let's see if we can travel to Milton Keynes without necessarily crossing a road if possible. There might be one or two, but let's just put the Milton Keynes Redways to the ultimate test. So let's go. I have also plotted this on Google Maps, so that's going to give me an idea of how good Google Maps is for using for cycling around Milton Keynes. There might be a few little mistakes there, but by the time you see this I'll edit it out. See you later, my mate.
Turn right, then turn left. Turn left, then turn right.
Straight away, we're on one of the Redways that run the width and breadth of Milton Keynes. This one probably here has seen better days, but we're actually running alongside the canal, which is just on the left hand side. So we can see this path here that runs at the side of Gulliver's is a little bit broken up.
Turn left onto National Cycle Route 51, then slide left onto National Cycle Route 6.
Okay, so this takes us and links us up to the canal and Campbell Park, which is the main part of Milton Keynes.
Slide left onto National Cycle Route 6.
Okay, as it says, National Cycle Route number 6, which is the canal path. Now, first of all, we've got this beautiful avenue of poplars here.
Yards, turn left to stay on National Cycle Route 6.
Got a lovely avenue of poplars here, look, you can see. I mean, that's really testament to that planting scheme that the Development Corporation first did. Bit of flooding on these, but as a lot of the footpaths are, you can see they're quite buckled by the trees and stuff like that, the roots of the trees. So we're just going straight on, and this brings us into what's now known as Campbell Wharf, and that's the Warbler on the Water. That's a pub that's been built pretty much
to stay on National Cycle Route 6.
Pretty much to pinpoint this. We're looking at it. I'm looking at it. There's some houses over there that have been kind of half built. Now, when I was here in Milton Keynes a while ago, they were half built then, so I don't know what's happening there. But yeah, this is Campbell Wharf. This is. Or Campbell Wharf, but basically they've created a brand new canal marina here, which is a flipping.
Continue on National Cycle Route 6 for half a mile.
This project has been masterminded by Chris Nicholson, and then really one thing Milton Keynes is really about is modern cutting edge housing. But you'll find a lot of these houses will be empty. They'll be owned by Far East like investors from overseas, and they have no intention of living in these houses whatsoever. So in theory, what they're actually doing is creating ghost towns, or ghost villages if you like. Anyway, we're continuing on. Like anywhere really, the canal is almost like the motorway to get anywhere really. Morning ladies. You can see that again we've got another beautiful avenue of poplars now planted along here. So imagine just planting these poplars and thinking that's what it's going to look like in the near future. That's the good thing. But such a lovely green corridor. This is a 20-minute ride, this is, guys. So okay, got another next to another old bridge on the canal there, and then so it looks like the path at the side of the canal towpath is basically poplar lined. You can see over to the right hand side there's a few boats that are moored up. This is such a really nice pathway through here, and it's not like I'm riding down the towpath because that's at the side here. This is a whole new footpath at the side of the canal.
Turn left.
Morning. So it's given us the advance warning of a left turn. So, and what I've done here is I've set the Google map for cycling, which is an option that you can do, or you could set it for walking, whichever's easiest for you.
Turn left, then turn right.
So another old bridge there, look, and then it's telling us to do a left here. So it looks like we're coming off the pathway now, and we're coming. It does take a second for Google to catch up with
turn
you.
Right.
Okay, so. And Milton Keynes is supposed to be renowned for its meant to be renowned for its redways and you being able to get somewhere. This is a bit of an unorthodox route, but it's nice. It's a blossom-lined.
In 150 yards, turn left.
Some nice houses down here. Some nice. You can just see the architecture of Milton Keynes. The houses. Just
turn left, then turn right.
Everything. You know, everything is different. So here's one of the redways now. So it's basically telling me. It's a bit confusing, this one. So it looks like I have got a path crossing, but it's asking me to go. Yeah, it's asking me to cross over the road. Yeah. And then travel up this side of the road.
Turn right. In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
The greenery is really, really nice, isn't it? And this is truly the only way to see Milton Keynes, is to jump on a bike. Now, my route on Google Maps is a little bit wobbly now, so I think it's just taking me over. It's just splitting up here. And there's a sort of old village style here. There's an old village style here, but actually it's not. It's not an old village, but it's an old house over there. So look at it, they've almost integrated the old seamlessly in with the new. I mean, look at these beautiful houses here. Lovely Tudor style houses.
Turn right.
Okay. And it's saying I've got a right turn now. Yeah, I'm back on another path. So it's been pretty good so far. Okay. And one thing about Milton Keynes, if you have got a motorhome, plenty of parking. There was another car park there just. So now I'm on another footpath now.
In 300 yards, turn left.
And it looks like I'm about to go under a major road now. Now I'm in eco mode on the bike, on the electric bike, which is good because Milton Keynes is pretty flat. I mean, it slopes slightly to the south, so I'm going under one of the main roads. And it looks like from Google Maps now, I'm coming into quite a green area now. And it is, it's nice, isn't it? You see there's another sort of meadow over there and a car park.
Have you noticed how this path used to be a road? Look at the line markings.
Turn left, then turn right.
Okay, so I've got a left turn coming in now. So as I said in the video, we are heading towards Caldecotte. Okay, so it's saying I've got a left turn here now. So let's go in and take that left turn. I want to go across the category, do we? Really?
Turn right, then slide left.
Then it's got the right, it's saying, I don't want that right, I want this one here.
Slide left.
Okay. Okay, this is literally in the countryside now. And it's signposted just the Riverside Walk. Okay.
In a quarter of a mile, continue onto National Cycle Route 51.
Yeah, so we're doing that. I mean, just look at this. Look at this lovely meadow here, look. Okay, so this is what we call a grazing area. Right, so let's see how easy these are getting. Yeah, for sheep grazing. So believe it or not, that Milton Keynes actually allow sheep grazing in their areas. So we're actually in an area called Rawton on the Green, which is an older part of Milton Keynes. Tree that's fallen down there. Now it looks like we're sticking to the right here. Yeah, you can see here, look. We're in Milton Keynes and we've got sheep actually. We're in Milton Keynes and we've actually got sheep grazing here, look. But also a lot of sheep shit on the a lot of sheep shit. So we'll have to get that off the tyres before we go any further. Up the other gate. So you know, there's a lot of trust on these on people here. So this is Wharton Penfield. Okay, let's go. Okay, hopefully these gates lock themselves. Yes, they do. Clever. The little pond to the left of me there. But Rawton on the Green. Look at it. It's like almost like cycling through a stately home. The grounds of a stately home. Just clean the wheels off. So it looks like these fields are all sort of compartmentised. Lovely little brook coming across here, look. The landscaping is absolutely first class. You would not think we're in a city. Does look like we've got a river at the side of us now. So most of Milton Keynes' parks are sort of looked after by a kind of charity, if you like, called the Parks Trust, and they manage a dedicated company to manage the well-being of the Milton Keynes' parks. I mean, seriously, we've literally just seen a few houses, haven't we, as we come through that street, but nothing now. But we are definitely at the side of the river, and you can imagine this river just being in the middle of nowhere. I can hear civilization now, I can hear the rumblings of the road. And that's the thing about Milton Keynes, it's built in grid squares, so they've almost squared each area off. Bit of a cattle grid there for bikes. So there we go, we've got a main road here. It's funny how they built the bridges of Milton Keynes really low. Kind of almost claustrophobic, if you like. Okay, so we're alongside the river now. Yep, this looks correct now. It wasn't that clear at that junction, and bear in mind, I know a bit of Milton Keynes, but I don't know all of it, if you know what I mean. So, I am at the side of the river now, and there is some civilization this side, look. Some buildings.
In 200 yards, slide right to stay on National Cycle Route 51.
Yeah. So we are staying on the Cycle Route 51. Beautiful along here with this brook or river, whatever it is. Now the road is noisy against us here, and this path is particularly
slide
bumpy.
right to stay on National Cycle Route 51.
This is particularly bumpy. So this is the Ouzel Valley Park, okay? So we're assuming that's the River Ouse that's at the side of us now.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
Now I'm undertaking this this ride in early May, so you can start to see some colour appearing. I tell you what, it just feels like you're riding in the countryside. It's hard to. I'm on one of the Redways now, look, see, it's a much wider path, distinctively red in colour, and these are the main cycle highways through Milton Keynes. So these would connect particular areas up. See, we're right next to the river now.
Turn right.
And taking a right. So as I said, we're off to Caldecotte Lake.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right.
Saying we're 10 minutes away. We're on the side of the River Ouse, look. Really major use of this river in terms of the landscaping. I've just seen the signs for Caldecotte Lake, and who'd have thought we are in the middle of a hustling, bustling city such as Milton Keynes. Now, I think they say, don't they, that Milton Keynes is renowned for the concrete cows. Well, rest assured, in the field to the left, I've just seen some real cows. So it's not all concrete cows. As we leave the realms of Monumental Park, we now come into the area of Simpson, and look at this lovely old bridge here. These little tiny relics of the past are just left behind. Now we're going to go into Caldecotte. Welcome to the north edge of Caldecotte Lake, and you can see these amazing flood defence structures coming up here, and the dam to the left hand side. But this is quite a structure, this is, and the job of Caldecotte is to basically balance the water from the Ousel Valley, which runs just down on the right hand side, a little bit further down. But the name Caldecotte comes from the word, it means cold cottage, okay? And Caldecotte Lake just sits near the Northampton to London road, or the old 1700s route. And it's actually two lakes but joined together, and it covers an area of 70 acres. It is absolutely huge. It was designed by Digby Woods of Anglican Water, and the landscape architect from Milton Keynes Development Corporation was Howard Mitchell. And it's got a depth around about 12 feet in depth, so it's not major. But if you can see on the right hand side now, you can see further flood defences here, and this is where the Caldecotte Lake meets the River Ouse. Now, an interesting thing is the impressive balancing structure that they've got here. They've got two gates, so basically it's designed in such a way that you can see the river coming here, so the lake is always letting out water into the river, so it's a certain amount, a controlled amount. But when there's a big flood on, they can pull these huge big gates up, which you can see on this side, these huge big sluice gates here, which are operated automatically, and that stops the flow of the water going in and out of the of Caldecotte Lake. So it's quite an impressive structure. Just coming into view on the right hand side is the old windmill at Caldecotte. Now this is absolutely beautiful, a real example of a great old fashioned looking barn, but it's actually a pub and a travel lodge as well, so it's got a lot going for it. It's a beautiful little structure, and if you actually look around the front of it, you can actually see the original sails round there. They're not on the building, but I think they're lying on the ground. So going back to what I said earlier, these actually are two lakes, but they are linked together, and we're about to go under the H10 road, and that's Bletcham Way, and you can see this is just another bridge, and this brings us into the South Lake. Caldecotte Lake was actually built in the 1970s, and it was completed in 1973, and during the construction of this reservoir, a ichthyosaur, which is a swimming sea creature, was found, and this ichthyosaur was 150 million years old, and it's now in the Milton Keynes Library. We're just starting to come into the residential area of Caldecotte, and over to the right hand side there is a few little businesses there. Well, actually it's a full-size business park, there's more than a few businesses, and this will bring us nicely into the residential housing. These beautiful houses and apartments sit in a crescent around the bottom end of Caldecotte Lake, and if you wanted to own one of these properties, you're looking at a cool $900,000 to own them. This is quite a swanky area. So here is another part of the development. You can see there's beautiful apartments and also these kind of Regency style townhouses. This is a real sort of jewel in the crown of Milton Keynes, and it sits almost seamlessly next to the business park. Our way right the way around the lake to the finish line, and it just goes to show how big this lake actually is. hope you enjoyed that trip through Milton Keynes. It's interesting, isn't it? We only crossed 2 roads. That's really good, but it felt like we were in the country most of the time, and we've got to enjoy this beautiful lake and the beautiful route to get to it. If you want to see more in this Milton Keynes series, there will be future videos coming up, so look out for it. In the meantime, click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and we will be back very soon. Thank you for watching Monumental.